What's up, guys? I hope all y'all doing well today. Today we back with another video, and I'm gonna be explaining to y'all what's really holding y'all back financially. It's a very simple explanation, but it isn't broadly explained on so that it can be applied to your daily life. The number one thing holding you back financially is cash. We've been manipulated to think that cash is a valuable asset and that that's all you need to become wealthy or to become rich, but that's not true. The number one problem with just having cash is that cash alone doesn't increase in value. Most people, both old and young, normally keep cash in either their local bank, a secure place in their house, or somewhere like a security drop box somewhere where no one knows about it. Here's the problem with letting your money sit in either of these locations. The average inflation rate is 3.8% and has the potential to increase as time goes on. This means as prices rise and the value of your money goes down. To put it in more simpler terms for you, the money that you have basically year after year has a depreciating value, which means you never gain anything from it. It just goes down continuously. Most people like to keep their money in banks. The only problem with keeping your money in banks is that a lot of people don't bank with credit unions. And the downside of this is your average bank that everyone is banking with doesn't have a high yield savings return. What I mean by this is most people that are banking, their average percentage per year of return is 0.37 on a savings account. So this is less than 1%. So for example, even if you had like $100 in a saving account, you're not even getting $1 return every year. You're getting about 37 cents. Even if you were to keep this money in a savings account, you still wouldn't be able to appreciate money because of inflation being 3.8% and your average return on your savings account only being 0.37, your money would still depreciate in value. So the same $5,000 or whatever amount of dollars that you have in your account would still be depreciating by the end of the year. So that same $5,000 or $2,000 or $1,000 that you had before wouldn't hold the same value going into that next year because of that inflation rate. Misconception that people get from this is they say, oh, $5,000 or $2,000 by the end of the year. They say, oh, it's still in my account. Yes, it is still in your account, but the buying power that it had last year and the buying power that it has this year is not going to be the same. So for example, say you had $500, right? So with inflation increasing, by the end of the year, that same $500, say you wanted to go buy like a flat screen TV, that same $500 that you have now is probably only going to be worth about $495. So you wanted to go buy a $500 TV, but now you no longer have it because the prices of that TV have rose. It's no longer 500, it's like 520. So inflation raises these prices. So that same 500 buying power that you had before is not the same anymore. So last year, for example, to break it down even more, that TV was $500, but now going into next year because of inflation, that TV is $520. So that same $500 that you had, the buying power has decreased because of inflation. There is a way to make your money appreciate or gain value though. The most simple concept for this is to invest. Investing allows you to take that same money that you had in that savings account or that you had secured up in your house and put it into assets that will appreciate year after year, even with inflation. Examples of these investments that do appreciate are real estate, index funds, mutual funds, and ETFs. These assets give you the ability to allow your money to work for you so that you don't have money that's depreciating inside those accounts or at your home. ETFs, for example, historically average a 10% return yield every year. So if you were to take that same amount of money, that $2,000 or that $5,000, and you were to invest into an ETF with a 10% return, you will walk away with either $2,200 or you will walk away with $5,500 by the end of that year. So your money would be appreciating instead of depreciating. And that's just for the 10% return. So even if you were to factor in inflation, the fact that you're getting a 10% return on that, it would still be a 6% return even with inflation. So your money's still going to be appreciating and it's going to be gaining value instead of depreciating, and that same buying power you had is going down versus you gaining money. So now your buying power is appreciating as inflation goes up. The main goal you should be targeting out of all of this is passive income. So the difference between saving and investing is that when you're saving and your money is depreciating, you're not going to be able to develop that type of passive income. While if you invest your money into these assets that are appreciating, things such as real estate, index funds, mutual funds, and ETFs, our money's going to appreciate over time with it just sitting. You don't have to touch it. You don't have to, mess with it or anything like that. You can add more to it. You can withdraw, re-put it in there, anything like that. But your money value is appreciating. Looking at financial wealth, just remember the saying that cash is trash. The only reason you need to remember this phrase is so that you remember that cash carries devaluation, meaning that it's always going to decrease year by year, no matter what, unless you invest it. Secondly, remember that investments are the key to wealth and the key to you developing passive income. Hope you guys learned some value information that y'all can use on your day-to-day basis and also along your journey of becoming financially wealthy. If you guys would like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.